10 things kids did for fun before smartphones took over. You remember those summer nights that seemed to last forever? When fun wasn't something you downloaded, it was something you made up with the kids down the block. No buzzing phones. No scrolling. Just laughter, scraped knees, and imagination. Today we're looking back at 10 things kids did for fun before smartphones took over. 1. Kick the can. Before video games, all you really needed was a dented old can and a few friends. Kick the can was kind of like hide and seek mixed with tag. The best part? That rush when someone came flying out of nowhere and booted the can across the street, setting everyone free. The whole block would echo with laughter. These days, the game's pretty much gone, but if you ever played, you can still hear that clanging sound clear as day. 2. Roller rinks. For a lot of kids in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, the roller rink was the place to be. The disco ball spun overhead, music blasted from the speakers, and kids circled around. Some smooth, some clinging for dear life to the rail. It's where birthdays were celebrated and first crushes began. Over time, as malls closed and trends shifted, the rink started to fade away. But for anyone who laced up a pair of skates, the sound of wheels on wood still feels like magic. 3. Bike adventures. Hop on your bike and you could go anywhere. That's how it felt anyway. Sometimes it was just a trip to the corner store for candy, other times it was miles of riding until the streetlights came on. Helmets weren't common, but scratches and bruises sure were. Looking back, it was more than just pedaling around, it was freedom. And that's something you don't forget. 4. Backyard campouts. Sometimes adventure didn't mean leaving home at all. You'd pitch a tent in the backyard, grab a flashlight, and call it camping. Every rustle in the grass was a monster, every shadow something mysterious. You'd tell stories, eat snacks, and maybe not sleep much at all. It was simple, but for a kid, it felt like the wilderness. 5. Capture the flag. This one could turn an ordinary field into a battlefield. 2 teams, 1 flag, and the thrill of sneaking past the enemy. When you managed to grab that flag and race back to your side, it felt like winning the World Series. Camps, summer nights, neighborhood hangouts, this game had it all. These days it's not played as much, but the memories of those wild chases stick around. 6. Saturday morning cartoons. If you grew up before streaming, you know exactly what Saturday mornings meant. You'd wake up early, pour a bowl of sugary cereal that was way too big, and plant yourself in front of the TV. Scooby-Doo, Bugs Bunny, He-Man, it didn't matter what was on, it was special. It was something we all shared. Once cartoons became available around the clock, that little ritual faded. But man, those mornings felt like magic. 7. Trading baseball cards. Long before kids were collecting digital stuff, they were swapping cardboard heroes. Baseball cards were everything, stats, faces, and dreams all printed on one little rectangle. You'd stack them in shoeboxes, trade them at school, and hope to pull a rare one from a fresh pack. Rubber bands left dents, bubblegum left stains, but none of that mattered. Each card told a story. Treehouses and forts. Give a kid a pile of wood or a stack of blankets and suddenly they've got their own world. Treehouses, blanket forts, secret hideouts. It didn't matter as long as it was yours. That was the place for secrets, for planning adventures, or just hanging out away from the grown-ups. Today, yards are smaller and time is tighter, but that dream of having a fort of your own, it never really goes away. 9. Jump rope and double dutch. Sidewalks used to come alive with the sound of ropes hitting the pavement. Simple rhymes, steady rhythm, and kids jumping until their legs burned. Double dutch was even better. 2 ropes, twice the challenge, and plenty of showing off. It didn't cost much, but it could keep you busy for hours. Even now, hearing a jump rope slap the ground brings those playground days rushing back. 10. The arcade. And then there were the arcades. For kids of the 80s and 90s, stepping into one was like stepping into another universe. The neon glow, the sound of quarters clinking, the hum of Pac-Man and Street Fighter. You didn't just play games, you competed, you cheered, you made friends. Home consoles eventually pulled us away, but nothing has ever quite matched the energy of a room full of flashing screens and laughter. From a can in the street to neon-lit arcades, these weren't just games, they were how we connected, how we grew up, how we made memories that still matter today. So, which of these do you remember best? And what would you add to the list? Drop your stories in the comments, and if you enjoyed this little trip down memory lane, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us again here on American Rewind.